Hello, masterminds. Today's a special day because we're gonna see Bernie Sanders in person. He's in town to have a rally and do other campaign business. The last time I went to a Bernie Sanders rally was for my birthday, just over 3 years ago. Before we rally with Bernie, I want to take some time to bid Blink-182's Enema of the State a happy anniversary. Happy 20th anniversary, Enema of the State. I already celebrated the album
yesterday.
I took her out, it was a Friday night, I worked alone. To get the feeling right, we started making out, and she took off my pants, but then I turned on the TV. And that's about the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. And I'm some more of these my TV shows. What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? Later on the drive home, I called her mom from a payphone. I said I was a cop, so your husband's in jail. The sailing sound is on me, and that's about the time that bitch hung up on me. Nobody likes you when you're 23, and I'm some more of these my friends don't call. What the hell is college? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? About the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23, and you still act like you're in freshman year. What the hell is wrong with me? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? That's about the time that she broke up with me. No one should take themselves too seriously. With many use it as to fall in love. Why would you wish that on me? I never want to act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? With my age friend. I never thought I'd die alone. I laughed the loudest, who'd have known? I traced the cord back to the wall. No wonder it was never plugged in at all. I took my time, I hurried up. The choice was mine, I didn't think enough. I'm too depressed to go on. You'll be sorry when I'm gone. I never thought I'd die alone. Another 6 months I'll be unknown. Give all my things to all my friends. You'll never step foot in my room again. You'll close it off, board it up. Remember the time that I spilled a cup of apple juice in the hall? Please tell Mom this is not her fault. Late night, come home, work sucks, I know. She left me roses by the stairs. Blowjobs, let me know she cares. Say it ain't so, I wanna go. Turn the lights off, carry me home.
The first Blink-182 song I ever heard was either Adam's song or All the Small Things. Back in 2001, 2002, I used to watch the first Charlie's Angels movie a lot, and All the Small Things was featured in that movie. Around the same time, I remember browsing a Counter-Strike forum, and I came across a video of FY Pool Day with Adam's song in the background, and I really liked the song. Wow. The first piece of food cooked in my new pan. A dill omelet. Nice.
Two hours later.
Bernie Sanders.
It's so good to see you here. You're beautiful out there. So much for coming to our concert. We have a special guest later named Bernie Sanders. I think you're going to like him. Just hear him out. He has some kind of radical ideas, but I think you might enjoy it. Out of the darkness came the blues. Listen closely as you watch the waves of our ocean. Hard to hear in our hearts, filled by separation goodbye. To keep us comfortable, not visible for the wind. But the wind fuels the fire, burns the water back to salt. Yes, the wind sets the blaze, ringing every bell it stays in its way, and we are bound up by gravity, necessity. We are bound up, with mirrors, with memories. One thread weave together, every feather of our lives. We are bound up, even with the hateful. We are bound up. My enemies are grateful that we're not alone. In this moment of our lives, what you see is little weeds to reflect the great big sky for all the birds to fly. To drop their seeds, forest grows to the sun. The leaves don't know, they know exactly how to breathe the air that we need to make the words that we say. They're heard 10,000 miles away. Yes, the words that we hear echo through every cave with ears loud and clear that we are bound up by gravity and necessity. We are bound up with mirrors, with memories. One thread weaves together every feather of our lives. We are bound up, even with the hateful. We are bound up. My enemies are grateful that we're not alone in this moment of our lives. May we live in light, yeah. May we live in light as one. Can we stop the fight? Stop the fight. Hey, may we live in light, yeah. Come on, yo. Stop the fight. Stop the fight. Hey, may we live in light. May we live in light as one. Can we stop the fight? The faith that binds our kind sprinkles color when we are blind. As I breathe the sky to blue, I go and bruise myself through you. When I think I'm here to take, I have all this for to give, and not to live but just to see all that we are meant to be. The miracle, our 10 toes, stepping on tomorrow's bones. The miracle of the line of mother circles on, spirals up like a twisted fire. We are bound up by gravity, necessity. We are bound up with humans, with memories. One thread weaves together every feather of our lives. We are bound up, even with the hateful. We are bound up. My enemies are grateful that we're not alone in this moment of our lives. Can we stop the fight? Stop the fight. Come on, let me live in light. Can we live in light as one? Can we stop the fight? Stop the fight. Hey, we live in light. Coming to you this morning or afternoon from Oakland, California. It's an honor to be here to sing about love, sing about justice, sing about all the things that Senator Bernie is all about. It's just so nice to see a leader that embodies our values in a way. So, yeah, the next one will be by Dina. Take it away.
In the bright and burning sun. down here in the Bay Area. And when I was a student activist in college, I often went to the Native American theme house for student activist meetings. And right in the middle of the living room was the flag, was the American flag. And I was shocked to see it as a symbol of something that had been used to annihilate and decimate indigenous people. I wondered why it was here in this house. Woo! But underneath the flag it stated, make something of it. As activists, we often imagine ourselves as being against something, fighting against the system, fighting against a hateful policy, fighting against inequity. But in reality, it is we that are fighting for something.
Yeah.
It is we that love this country so much that we refuse to stop believing. And it's we that are fighting because it is the most patriotic thing to do. It dawned on me a few weeks ago that I'm almost just as scared of Trump losing as I am of another 4 years of Trump in the White House. And I say this because Trump has lit a fire and has illuminated the painful and inequitable practices and laws of this nation to a broader audience, and in many ways has united us. Because none of the issues that are facing us today are new. Homelessness has been plaguing the streets of our cities for decades. We've been seeing massive issues targeting vulnerable communities, seniors, African Americans, immigrants, women for decades. And long before Trump walked into the office, our immigration system was in shambles. And here in California, we built 23 state prisons over the last 40 years. And only one UC and 3 California State Universities. Investing in the future of young Californians and where we expected them to land. And we found that government in many cases had become a partner of the least wealthy instead of a counterweight to it. So that is why it is so important that we not just beat Trump in 2020, but that we win back the White House for our country and for all Americans. That is why I'm here to support Senator Bernie Sanders. All Americans, and he has been his entire career. And it's not because we like Sanders' values, it's that he represents our values. So we talk a lot about resistance, but I believe that it's persistence, the refusal to stop believing, which is what will allow us to move forward this nation. So I'm so excited to join this campaign as the Bay Area Regional Director. There's a couple of things that I just wanted to announce here today. First of all, we have a merch table, and I see many of you are already wearing buttons and t-shirts. If you want to buy more for friends and family to wear around and let you show your support for Senator Sanders, the merch table is in the blue tent behind the press tour. Second, we run our campaign with grassroots donations. Bernie is not taking any PAC dollars or any sugar dollars. This campaign will raise millions of dollars because of you. So if you have something more to give, and I know many of you have already given, if you can give another $27, text 67760. 67760. And then finally, we know it's all about the grassroots field. You're not necessarily going to get a mailer saying vote for Bernie Sanders, but you can talk to your neighbors, your friends, and your family. And I always like to say this about field. Anyone can do it, but it is so hard to do. Anyone can walk down the street. Anyone can knock on their neighbor's door. Anyone can talk to their friends and family. But it's not always one of the easiest things. But it is the only way that we are going to win back the White House for our country. We grew our party and our civic engagement here in the state of California in 2016. Between January 1st and May May 23rd, 2016, California's voter registration grew by 2 million voters, and that and the California Democratic Party saw its registration grow by 218%. We're gonna do it again, and this time we're gonna win.
Kelsey Pressnall, and I am the chair of the local Untitled Chapter, the fun progressive out of Fremont, Union City, and Newark. And I also serve as the executive board representative for Assembly District 20 to the California Democratic Party, and I also proudly serve as the treasurer of the party's Veterans Caucus. Do we have any veterans out here? Veterans? Yes, thank you all for your service. My title sounds really fancy, but the truth is, I wasn't always politically involved. I also wasn't always a Democrat, but don't tell them. My debut into politics began with Bernie in 2015. When he announced, the very first day he announced his 2016 campaign, I heard his platform, Medicare for all, free college tuition, and making corporate America and Wall Street pay their fair share in taxes. I knew he was the only choice for me. You see, like too many Americans, both of my parents lost their homes in the Great Recession. My dad, who was self-employed and worked out of his house, had absolutely zero options of where to go or what to do after his home was foreclosed on. So at 20 years old, I dropped out of college and I worked full-time, and I shared an apartment with 2 other people. And my dad slept on our couch until the stress of his situation killed him from a heart attack when he was only 55. My biggest regret is that he didn't get to die an old man in his own bed in his childhood home. Because of my experiences, which are not unique and have happened to many, many people in my generation across this country, I knew that the policies that Bernie was putting forward could have changed my life, and they could have changed the lives of my family and my friends who were suffering because we don't have health care, and we don't have the top 1% paying their fair share for the rest of us. So I went to work on his campaign the day that he announced in 2015, and I am not lying when I say it was the best decision of my life. And work with some of the most amazing people on the face of this planet, but together we learned the lesson that Bernie had always wanted us to hear. Together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. After the 2016 primary, me and the other Bernie crafts and fun progressives decided we were going to stick together. We were going to listen to Bernie, and we were going to keep fighting to bring the revolution to our hometowns. In Fremont, we did just that. Our fight for renters protections has resulted in a rent mediation board. We passed an accelerated minimum wage, so workers in Fremont will be paid $15 an hour ahead of the state schedule. That does not get money from developers. Right. It's not just about him. It's about all of us. And we can make the changes that we need right here in our own community. And Bernie is right about his policies. If we help fight for them and we put him in the White House, they will help a majority of Americans. So I'm all in for Bernie 2020. Take a couple hours out of your week and join the rest of the Bernie class and volunteer and make amazing new friends and help our country become a place where no one has to go without health care, without housing, or without human dignity. Because Bernie is right. It's not me, it's us.
Story. I met Kelsey, the first meeting I met her. I said, "Do you want to run my campaign for city council in 2016?" And not surprisingly, he won. And my name is Vinnie Bacon, and I'm a member of the Fremont City Council. And I'm so incredibly honored to be asked to speak here in support of Senator Sanders, our next president. What I most about Bernie is that he has changed the political discussions that we are having today. I remember in 2008 and 2012, candidates were not talking about Medicare for all. They were not talking about free college tuition, climate change. But the issue that I'd like to talk about is politicians taking corporate money. Now, Bernie, these and other important issues are finally getting the attention that they truly deserve. I saw totally planned, environmentally unfriendly developments being approved by my city council. I also saw that residential developers were contributing heavily to our city council candidates. So I decided to run on a very simple premise. I said, I don't take money from developers or corporations. Establishment, and I want to see it on the Fremont City Council. And as Kelsey said, I've helped other candidates, and we now have a majority of members of our City Council that have never taken developer money. It's not a left issue, it's not a right issue, it's a center issue, or a center issue. It's a simple matter of ethics. People don't want corrupt politicians.
Exactly.
Bernie has consistently argued that we do not want a government that is effectively run by billionaires. Bernie has consistently fought against court rulings like the Citizens United that further allow big money interests to control our politics and influence our elections. Bernie has never accepted PAC money in his entire political career. This issue has gone on and is getting more and more attention this election cycle. In a time where climate change is threatening our entire planet, politicians have been asked to sign a no fossil fuel money pledge. Now, incredibly, there are several Democratic presidential candidates, I won't name names, who have refused to sign that pledge. Bernie has never taken fossil fuel money and has worked heavily signed on for the no fossil fuel. I want to thank the campaign for allowing me to speak here today, and especially I want to thank all of you for coming out here today and supporting our next president, Senator Bernie Sanders.
Today, standing with all of you in support of Senator Bernie Sanders! I am supporting Bernie because he is unbought and he is unsold. Because he doesn't take money
corporations because he knows who he works for. He works for the people! I am standing here today in support of a man who stands for justice, who stands for those who have been marginalized and discriminated against. As an American Muslim woman who works for the nation's largest Muslim civil rights advocacy organization, I have seen firsthand the damage that is caused by the current occupants of the White House. I have seen families torn apart because of the Muslim ban. I have seen cases of discrimination and hate crimes and cyberbullying that have increased exponentially because we have a president who has normalized fear and hate. I am a single Muslim mother, and I worry about the safety of my children. A few of the mosques that we attend right here in the Bay Area have received bomb threats. Two of the mosques that my family attends have been set on fire. This is personal to me. We cannot afford to have 4 more years of this racist, Islamophobic, xenophobic presidency. No! The separation of families, and throwing kids in cages. We cannot sit back idly in the face of injustice. We cannot maintain the status quo. Who is the best person to shake up the system? It's Bernie Bacon! We're going to mobilize! We're going to put on our sneakers, go precinct blocking, have vote banking parties, and host fundraisers. And be creative. The Bay Area Muslims for Bernie have hosted biryani for Bernie. And I truly felt the burn that night. But most importantly, we have to vote! We finally have the opportunity to set the trends in these presidential elections. The country is watching us, and what happens in California reverberates nationwide. Let's make it loud and clear that California supports Bernie. I am standing here today as an American Muslim woman who is proud to endorse the first Jewish president of the United States.
How about the Bay Area? I mean, there are going to be so many people going to have to say some wonderful things about the candidate, the importance of our work. And we know what our work has to be, We know we have to work harder than we ever have to work on any campaign. This is our moment. This is our moment as citizens. There was a young man at the time who wrote a poem about this country. And I want to read that poem. It's Great Langston Hughes. If you've never heard of Langston Hughes, he said, let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plains seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream of dream. Let it be the great strong land of love where neither kings connive or tyrants scheme. Let any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic grief. But opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you? It mumbles in the dark. And And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery star. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and find the same old stupid plan. Dog eat dog, a mighty pressure weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways to satisfy needs, of work the men and taking the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, bound to the soul. I am the worker, sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, hungry, humble, mean, hungry today despite the dream, beaten today. Oh pioneers, I am the poorest man who never got ahead, the poorest working farther through the years. And I am the one who dreamt that basic stream. In the old world, I still serve a king who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet his mighty daring sing in every brick and stone, in every furrow turn that makes America the land it has become. I am the man who sailed the early seas in search of what I meant to be my home. For I am the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Cohen's flame and England's grassy lea and torn from black Africa's strand. I came to build a homeland of the free. The free? Say who's not me? Surely not me, the millions on release today. The millions who have nothing for our pay. For all the dreams we dreamed, for all the songs we sung, for all the hopes we had, for all the flags we hung. The millions who have nothing for our pay, except the dream that's almost there today. Oh, let America be America again. The land that never yet, and yet must be. The land where every man is free. The land is mine, the poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the boundary and whose power in the rain. But bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me any of the names you choose. The steel of freedom does not say for those who live like leeches on the people's lives. We must take back our land, America. Oh yes, I say it plain, America never was America to me, but I swear this oath, America will be. Out of the racket ruin of our gangster death and rape and rider, graft and stealth and lies, we the people must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains, and endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again. And make America again. Thank you.
Everyday people, he's talking about black, white, red, yellow, every religion, every sexual orientation, every national identity. He's talking about the preciousness and the pricelessness of ordinary people raising their voices in such a way that they shape the destiny, and that's what this campaign is all about. Straighten their backs up, they're going somewhere. The smoke can't ride your back unless it's bit. I just got a personal word from Brother Biden, who is my dear brother. He's a decent brother on person to person, but we got the real thing, and we don't want no copies. that superficial rhetoric. We want folk who've been through the fire by means of witness. Brother Bernie Sanders has a longevity of integrity.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Brother Bernie Sanders has a longevity of consistency. He's a thermostat, he's not a thermometer. They have to catch up with him. Let us be honest. Let us be candid. They got to catch up with us. We got to struggle together. We got to stay together. We are tired of something bigger than us, a grander vision that has to do with the fundamental transformation of this country, this nation, this empire. And any ideology that loses sight of the humanity of people is to be pushed aside, because we gonna win this one. We gonna win.
Oh my goodness.
Is a prophet and conscience of the United States of America. Let's give him a round of applause. I want to tell you, Bernie Sanders has a very simple message. Instead of spending trillions of dollars on unconstitutional wars, it is time we start spending on infrastructure, healthcare, education.
Yeah.
President, as he escalates to getting to war in Iran. Bernie Sanders is talking about getting us out of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
While this president aligns with the Saudis in butchering and bombing civilians in Yemen, Bernie Sanders led the effort to pass the War Powers Resolution to stop the war in Yemen, the first time the War Powers Resolution was passed in history. There are a lot of candidates who talk about the working class and middle class. But Bernie Sanders is the only one who's actually delivered. He stood up. He stood up to Jeff Bezos from the minority in the Senate to get 350,000 workers a raise of $15. Medicare for all.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Now, let me tell you, before I bring on the next speaker, before you get to hear from Bernie Sanders himself, something that I always push back on, and I hope you will too. The media does not understand Bernie Sanders when they describe this campaign as a campaign of anger or a campaign of frustration. This is not a campaign of anger. This is a campaign of vision. This is a campaign of inspiration. This is a campaign of redeeming the promise of this country. A country that believes that we don't need to be in senseless wars, that we don't need division based on race or gender, that we can have a nation where we value and honor the dignity of every single human being. That is what we believe here in California, that is the spirit that is guiding Bernie Sanders, and that is the America we're fighting for, to elect Bernie Sanders the next president.
Environmentally, what is respectful agriculturally, and what is wonderful in terms of being a company where workers enjoy their work, are respected, and they are incredibly successful. Yeah. So without further ado, let me introduce Ben Cohen.
You know, ice cream is good.
Yeah.
President of the United States,
even better,
who truly believes in justice in all its flavors.
Yeah!
I'm here today because I've been Bernie's constituent for 40 years.
Wow.
And I can tell you that this guy is the real deal. Bernie has inspired me because I've seen him in action. You can believe what he says, but more than that, he does what he says. Yes, he has vision, but he also has tenacity. Bernie makes things happen that people thought could never happen. I've watched him all these years, and I finally figured out what makes him tick. It's love and caring. And he shows that love and caring in the work that he does. Bernie is not a politician in the usual sense of the word. He is a fighter for justice, economic, social, racial, and environmental, and he uses politics as a means to that end.
Very true.
You know, in 1981, when Bernie was first elected mayor of my city, I saw him transform it from a city that was being run for the benefit of business interests, and instead is now run for the benefit of regular, everyday people and those who are oppressed. He fought hard to do it. The old guard was trying to stop him every step of the way. He persevered and he won. And he transformed the city of Burlington into a model of a great quality of life. His first act as mayor was to shut down plans to privatize the shore of Lake Champlain with expensive condominiums, and instead he turned the land into a park that was open to everybody. He took busloads of women who were struggling with breast cancer over the border into Canada, where they could buy the prescription drugs they needed for 1/10 the price of what they were forced to pay in the U.S. He did the same thing. Take Claire Westwood too. He voted against NAFTA before being against NAFTA was cool. He voted against going to war in Iraq twice. In 2007, he defeated the richest man in Vermont and became my senator. He worked with conservatives to force the first ever audit of the Federal Reserve Bank that revealed numerous conflicts of interest and trillions of dollars in ultra-low interest loans to Wall Street banks. Then, the Republicans were trying to push through legislation that would have cut Social Security benefits and benefits to veterans. Bernie led the successful opposition to that. And next week, Bernie will be making a demand of the Walmart Board of Directors to bring the minimum wage up to $15. Now Bernie is working in the Senate, leading the charge against going to war in Iran. Bernie understands that wars do not solve problems, they create more problems. All in all, Bernie's been in Congress and the Senate for 30 years. And it's that experience in the trenches, in the cesspool of what is our political system today, that will enable him, with the help of all of us, to finally flush the crap down the drain. You know, when Bernie ran for president the first time and said that he wouldn't take any big money donations, I thought it was a mistake. That he would never be able to run enough money to mount a credible campaign. And then I came to understand what was going through his mind. He realized that if he couldn't put together an army of millions of people that were willing to donate small amounts of money, that once he got elected, he wouldn't have that army of people that he needs to push through the legislation that he wants to make happen. So, what do I think about Bernie, the man? Well, he's always been the same. He never wavers. He has a clear vision for how to make America kind again. He's not a fancy guy. He's pretty down home, no airs. And I like his hairstyle. Bernie doesn't go with the trends, he sets the trends. Universal health care, free public colleges and universities. Just look at all the other candidates that are following him. Look, this campaign, this year, is an historic opportunity. Finally, we have a chance to elect a president who is not selected by insider power brokers, but for the first time in my life, a a true candidate of the people. A candidate who, instead of being financed by Wall Street, the pharmaceutical companies, and the chemical industry, is ready to go to bat for us against them to rein them in. I know the most important thing is defeating Trump. That's the way I feel. That's the way Bernie feels. That's the way I'm sure we all feel. And polls have shown consistently, time after time, that if nominated, Bernie beats Trump. We have a choice to vote in the primary for Bernie, who will beat Trump and transform a rigged system, or vote for one of the other guys or girls and get more of the same old same. And when he's elected and I become the Minister of Ice a pint in every freezer.
Yeah!
Political revolution. Let me thank the Thrive Choir, Kelsey Pressnall, Cornel Bacon Jr., Semina Uzman, Dr. Cornel West, Vinnie Bacon, and the future Minister of Congressman Khanna. I want to welcome you all to a campaign which is not only going to win here in California, which is not only going to win the Democratic nomination, not only going to defeat the most dangerous president in the history of our country, but with your help is going to transform this country and create an economy and a government that works for all of us, not just the 1%. Now, the message of our campaign is us, not me.
Yeah!
And the reason for that is that we have got to change the culture of America.
I have got 4 kids and 7 grandchildren, and I want you to be concerned about my family. I, in turn, will be concerned about your families. And that is what a civilized, democratic society is about.
Yes.
We are in it together. And the second part of what us, not me, is about is me telling you now a truth that you're not going to see much about on TV, and very few candidates for anything will tell you. And that is that we can elect a president who is honest and well-intentioned, but still not able to bring about the changes that we need in this country. And I will tell you why. It's not because he or she won't try. It's because we have a power structure in this country of incredibly powerful people and institutions who exert unbelievable influence over the economic and political life of this country. And we don't bring the change that we need unless we have the guts to stand up to those powerful special interests. So when we get elected and we together are in the White House, we will tell Wall Street we're going to end their greed. We are going to tell the insurance companies we are going to end their greed. We are going to tell the pharmaceutical industry we're going to end their greed. We are going to tell the prison industrial complex we're going to end their greed. Tell the military industrial complex we're going to end their greed. And last but certainly not least, we are going to tell the fossil fuel industry they will not destroy this planet. I want to welcome you to a campaign which is based on love, which is based on compassion, which is based on justice. It is a campaign and a future government that will end what Trump is doing in terms of his racism, in terms of his sexism, in terms of his homophobia, in terms of his religious bigotry. We are going to win this election because our campaign is about bringing people together, not dividing them up. Is about justice, and I mean by that economic justice, I mean by that social justice, I mean by that racial justice, and environmental justice. I get around the country a bit, and I'm here to tell you that the working class of this country is sick and tired of working 2 or 3 jobs and seeing almost all of the new income and wealth going to the top 1%. The American people are tired of seeing 500,000 people who are homeless in this country. In San Francisco, it's San Jose, and in Burlington, Vermont. The American people are sick and tired of having to pay 40, 50, 60% of their limited incomes in housing. The American people are tired of leaving college with enormous debts that will take them decades to pay off. The American people are tired of trade agreements that shut down profitable companies in America and go to low-wage countries abroad. So what we are fighting for is a government and an economy that represents the needs of the American people. So today we say to the private insurance companies that whether they like it or not, the United States will join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people. Now, the drug companies and the insurance companies will spend hundreds of millions of dollars to maintain the current dysfunctional healthcare system. This is a system that makes billions of dollars in profit for the insurance companies, while 34 million Americans have no health insurance, and many of you are underinsured with high deductibles and high co-payments. We believe in a healthcare system which allows any person in this country to go to the doctor whenever they need to go to the doctor. We believe in a healthcare system which says that after you leave the hospital, you don't have to worry about your family going bankrupt. Healthcare is a human right.
Yeah.
Work together to the American people.
Yeah.
We talk about healthcare. We are going to end big time the outrageous greed of the drug companies.
Yeah.
Last year alone, the top 10 drug companies made $69 billion in profit. You know why they make so much money? Because they charge us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. In fact, they charge us any price they want, and 1 out of 5 Americans today, people who are sick, people who go to the doctor and get a prescription, cannot afford to fill that prescription. Brothers and sisters, that is insane. We're going to end it. We're going to cut drug prices in half in this country. This is the wealthiest country in the world. And we should not have half of our people living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
I know a little about paycheck to paycheck because that's the family that I grew up in. And what it means is if your car breaks down today and you need $500 to get it fixed and you don't have that $500, you can't get to work. And if you can't get to work, you get fired. And if you get fired, you can't feed your kids. And all over this country, people are scared to death, living under enormous anxiety that maybe their kid will get sick, maybe they'll end up in the hospital, and they have no idea in the world how they're going to pay those bills. So what we say today, that in America, if you work 40 hours a week, you will not live in poverty. We are going to raise the federal minimum wage to a living wage at least $15 an hour. And we are going to end the absurdity of women making 80 cents on the dollar compared to men. We believe in equal pay for equal work. Next week, on Wednesday, I'm going to be going to Arkansas. Going to Arkansas, which is the home of the Walmart Corporation. And let me give you some examples of what a rigged economy is about and what we are going to transform. The Walton family, as some of you may know, the family that owns Walmart, is the wealthiest family in America. It is worth $175 billion. Not that 175 billion. That's real money. And yet, that family worth 175 billion pays its workers wages that are so low that many of those workers are forced to go on food stamps, Medicaid, and subsidized housing. And who pays for those workers' food stamps and Medicaid?
We do.
So my message to the Walton family next week will be, we are sick and tired of giving you corporate welfare. The working class of this country will not subsidize the wealthiest family in America. Pay your workers. Last year, I received a number of complaints from workers at Amazon. Amazon is owned by the wealthiest individual in this country, a guy named Jeff Bezos.
Dr.
Now, he's not quite as wealthy as the Walton family. He is only worth about $114 billion. He's struggling.
Fuck
He wants to
him.
catch up to the Walton, but he's not quite there yet. And we heard from workers at Amazon, and they said, Bernie, we are getting starvation wages and our working conditions are terrible. Well, we work with those employees and we were able to get Amazon to raise their minimum wage to $15 an hour. But that's only half of the story when we talked about a rigged economy. Turns out that last year, the wealthiest guy in the country, Mr. Bezos, who owns Amazon, saw his company make $11 billion in profit. Not bad. How much money did Amazon pay in taxes last year?
Zero!
San Jose is really smart. You're right. He paid zero. So here is what the rigged economy is about. Wealthiest family in America paying their workers starvation wages, getting bailed out by working people. the wealthiest individual in this country owning a company that made $11 billion and not paying a nickel in taxes. Brothers and sisters, together we are going to end that rigged economy. And when Amazon and dozens of other corporations that pay nothing today in taxes start paying their fair share of taxes, when we do away with these tax havens all over the world where billionaires are putting their money to avoid fair taxation, when we do that, we are going to have the money in this country to do some extraordinary things. We are going to pass a transaction tax on Wall Street speculation, which will raise enough money to make public colleges and universities tuition free.
Cancel our debt.
I want everybody in this country who has the desire and the ability to be able to get the higher education they need to go out and get the good jobs that are out there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else that we're going to do. It is an outrage beyond words. And I've talked to so many people impacted by this. That young people go to school and they borrow in order to get their degree. And then after being in debt $50,000, $100,000, it takes them year after year after year to pay off that student debt. People in America should not be punished for trying to get a good education. And together we are going to substantially reduce the level of student debt in America. Brothers and sisters, Donald Trump embarrasses us every day.
Damn right.
He embarrasses us with his effort to try to divide our nation up. He embarrasses us with his religious bigotry. And I want to say thank you to all of our Muslim friends who are here today. He embarrasses us with his ugly immigration policies and his demonization of immigrants. But there's something that he does that is above and beyond embarrassment.
He breathes.
And that is he endangers our country and the entire world by refusing to understand what the scientific community is loud and clear about. And that is climate change is real. Climate change is caused by human activity. Is already causing devastating problems in our country and around the world. Now, it seems to me that we have a moral responsibility to make certain that the planet we leave our children and grandchildren is a planet that is healthy and is habitable. That is a moral. So today we say to the fossil fuel industry that it is not acceptable that you think your short-term profits are more important than the future of this planet. Now all of you know that climate change is not just an American issue, it is an issue that impacts virtually every country on earth. And here is a promise I will make to you today. That as your president, I will lead the world we will have the United States lead the world to bring countries together. And our message will be that instead of spending $1.5 trillion every year all over the world on weapons of destruction, weapons designed to kill each other, why don't we use that wealth to transform the global energy system and save the planet? Say a word, and actually I want to speak to the men more than the women on this issue. All of you are aware that in Alabama and in Georgia and other states, legislation is being passed which denies the women of this country the constitutional right to control their bodies. That I, as president, will do everything I can, and a president can do a lot to make sure that it is women and not politicians who control the bodies of women.
Anti-choice bastards.
I have been asked by the media whether I have any litmus tests regarding those that I would nominate to be Supreme Court justices. And let me tell you that I do have a litmus test. I will never nominate anyone to be a Supreme Court justice unless I am 100% convinced that that individual will defend to the death Roe versus Wade. To the men who are here today, this is not a woman's issue. This is an issue for all of us. And now is the time for the men of this country to stand with the women. I want to say a word about another issue that tragically is on the front pages today. And that is the mass murder that you are all aware of that took place in Virginia Beach. And I don't know what to say about this, because every time there's a mass murder, the media says, what do you think? And everyone says the same old thing.
Thoughts and prayers.
So I'm not here to tell you that in a nation that has hundreds of millions of guns, that in a nation which sadly has many mentally unstable people who own some of those guns. I am not here to tell you that I have any magical solution on how to end the mass gun violence we're seeing and have seen throughout this country. But this is what I will tell you. I will do everything I can to pass common sense gun safety legislation. And among many other things that has to be done, 30 years ago I ran for office, lost the election. Maybe I lost it because 30 years ago when I ran for Congress in Vermont, I said that assault weapons are military weapons designed to kill large numbers of people in a few minutes. Those are weapons that a civilian society should not have. I said it then, and I say it now. The sale and distribution of military-style assault weapons in this country. I want to say a word about another issue, and that is the need to reform a broken criminal justice system. This is America. We should not have more people in jail than any other country on earth. And that is why instead of spending $80 billion a year locking people up, we're going to use some of that money to invest in our young people, making sure they get the jobs and the education that they need. And use that money for our young people rather than building more jails and having more incarceration. We made some progress on this issue 4 years ago. When I was campaigning here in California, I said that if we're going to have real criminal justice reform, we need to end the war on drugs and legalize marijuana. That is exactly what we have to do, and that idea is spreading all across the country. And when we talk about criminal justice reform, we're going to end private prisons and detention centers. And we're going to end the system that allows 400,000 people to be in jail today for the crime of being poor and not being able to afford cash bail. There's another issue that I know is a sensitive issue here in California, and in fact all over the country. And that is the fact that we have a president who demonizes immigrants. We are going to end that demonization, and together we are going to pass comprehensive immigration reform and a path toward citizenship. Immediate, as soon as we can, legal protection for the 1.8 million young people in this country eligible for the DACA program. It's not and must never be a nation in which babies are snatched from the arms of their mothers, where families are separated, where children are put in cages. Develop a humane, respectful border policy. Brothers and sisters, here we are today, in an unprecedented moment in American history. We have a president who is a pathological liar. We have a president who is a racist, sexist, a homophobe, and a xenophobe. And that's his good qualities.
Not very good looking either.
But our job is to end that kind of divisiveness and that kind of hatred we are seeing sprouting up all over this country. Our job is to understand that if we think big, not small, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. Yes, we can create a Medicare for all system. Yes, we can make public colleges and universities tuition free. Yes, we can raise the minimum wage to a living wage and create millions of good-paying jobs by rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure and by combating climate change through a Green New Deal. Yes, we can end a broken and racist criminal justice system and significantly reduce the people who are now in jail. And yes, we can have a humane and decent immigration system. On all of those issues and many more, the majority of the American people support us. But that support doesn't mean anything if people are not involved in the political process. So what the political revolution that I'm asking you to participate in is about is not only fighting for progressive policies, but it is going out and bringing your friends and family and co-workers into the political revolution. Now it is true, it is sadly and absolutely true, that the top 1% in this country have enormous wealth and enormous power. That is true. They control the economy, they control the Congress, they control the media. But at the end of the day, the 1% is 1%. Winning mathematician, but I do know that 99% is a heck of a lot bigger number than 1%. In other words, they have the money, they have the power, we have the people. Our job right now, next 8 months, is to bring our people together. When you go out and you talk to your friends, and they say, where were you yesterday? And you said, I went to a Bernie Sanders rally. And they say to you, why do you get involved in politics? Don't you know it's all bullshit? And you tell them that you are sick and tired of hearing them talk about how they can't afford rent, how they're not making enough money, how they're worried about climate change, how they're paying off their student debt. Tell them to shut up or put up. Our family and our co-workers into the political process. And when we do that, when millions of people stand up and demand justice in this country, brothers and sisters, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. Thank you all.
later.
I was so close this time to personally meeting, speaking, and shaking hands with Bernie Sanders. If only he looked and reached up. Damn it. I really feel that burn. Well, I shook fingers with Jane Sanders and she touched Bernie, so I guess I can't really complain. I sort of touched Bernie. In case you're wondering, and in all seriousness, I am feeling the burn. I felt it since the latter half of 2015. However, I'm highly considering supporting Tulsi Gabbard first. For me, Bernie is the minimum progressive standard for a politician, and with Tulsi Gabbard, she strikes me as that and then some. Because policies are determined in primary elections, I really can't let Bernie off the hook for spreading Russiagate bullshit, not speaking out against US coup attempts in Venezuela, and overall sheep herding so many people into the fixed, not broken Democratic Party. Tulsi is the one with the opposite, better actions regarding the small domestic and foreign policy details. Because I'm in California, I think it's safe enough for me to vote for Tulsi in the primary. If she sticks it out to the end of the primaries, I think she'll be the only one to give Bernie her delegates for him to win the party's nomination. I do think Tulsi will take away delegates from the corporate Democratic candidates. Speaking in terms of president, then vice president, I wouldn't mind the Democratic ticket ending up as Sanders-Gabbard or Gabbard-Sanders. In the case of Sanders for president, I also wouldn't mind if Gabbard was put as Secretary of State. I hope my voting circumstances and overall voting strategy work out. In case you're wondering, I have not yet donated to Bernie or Tulsi. As in 2016, I'll let you know if I do. I'm just really glad enough people donated to Tulsi for her to qualify for the debates. I could have donated $1 and that would have helped her, because the number of donations counts, not the dollar amount. It's, you know, $1 means a lot to me. I'm so sad my Bernie sign got stepped on and bent. It was between my knees, and I dropped it because some guy, a photographer, was trying to get past me in the crowd. Damn it. Also, on April 4th, I received an email from Bernie's campaign asking if it can send me a free sticker. I opened the link in the email, provided my details on the form on Bernie's website, basically verifying information the campaign already had on me. I received it 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I still haven't opened it. Nice. It'll be stored with my 2016 Bernie Sanders sticker. I also got these goodies at the rally. It's a lot. I also signed a petition about a statewide bill that would have a political candidate's, I think, top 3 donors or more be publicly known. I also provided a knock-by in Silicon Valley my contact info. Should I go to its events? We shall see. I actually plan to see you next on June 8th, because from the 3rd to the 7th, I'm on standby and possibly serving out my summons for jury duty. I used up my one-time postponement of jury duty because I didn't want to miss the Carnival Imagination cruise trip. Anyway, I'll see you on June 8th if not earlier. Thank you for watching, Masterminds. Remember, be smart, be your heart. Good night.